You might be confused about what the Bar Council of India actually does and how it differs from state bar councils, especially for UPSC law and polity questions. By the end of this video, you will be completely clear on the structure, powers, and exam angles of the Bar Council system. Think of the Bar Councils as the rule makers, gatekeepers, and welfare bodies for lawyers across India. And we will unpack that step by step. We start with a short history to fix why the Advocates Act of 1961 matters for everything that follows. After independence, the All India Bar Committee under Justice S.R. Das recommended a national and state structure to regulate the legal profession. Those recommendations, endorsed by the Law Commission, led Parliament to enact the Advocates Act 1961, creating the Bar Council of India and state bar councils. The Bar Council of India, or BCI, is a statutory autonomous body working with the Ministry of Law but empowered by the Act to regulate the profession. One way to visualize it: BCI is the national board and state bar councils are its regional branches handling local enrollment and discipline. Now let's look at BCI's composition so you can answer direct questions with confidence in exams. Each state bar council elects one member to the BCI, and the Attorney General and Solicitor General are ex officio members of the council. The BCI elects a chairman and vice chairman from among its members, and both hold office for 2 years. The council also sets up standing and ad hoc committees like the Disciplinary Committee, Legal Education Committee, and Legal Aid Committee to do detailed work. Functionally, the BCI prescribes professional conduct and etiquette for advocates and enforces disciplinary procedures through these committees. It recognizes qualifying universities, prescribes minimum standards of legal education, conducts inspections of law faculties, and promotes law reform and legal aid. Now, the state bar councils are the boots on the ground bodies you must know for practical and exam applications. Each state bar council admits law graduates to the state roll of advocates and maintains the official register that entitles practice in that state. The size of an SBC varies with the electorate. Small electorates get 15 members, medium 20, and large electorates 25, elected by proportional representation using the single transferable vote. At least half the elected members must have 10 years of practice before they can be elected to the SBC, which is an important eligibility fact for prelims and mains. The Advocate General of the state is the ex officio member of each SBC, and in Delhi, the Additional Solicitor General serves as the ex officio member. The term of an elected member in an SBC is 5 years, and the BCI can extend a council's term by up to 6 months to facilitate elections when needed. Key SBC functions include enrollment, disciplinary action against advocates, promoting bar associations, legal aid, and managing welfare funds for advocates. Remember, enrollment is handled by the State Bar Council's Enrollment Committee, even though BCI sets the education standards and recognitions. Let's explain the disciplinary mechanism simply so you can map it in an answer script. Complaints go to disciplinary committees. Advocates get notice and hearing, and penalties can include admonition, suspension, or removal from the role. Now the professional categories. Senior advocates, advocate on record, and other advocates matter for court practice and exam scenarios. Senior advocates are designated by the Supreme Court or High Courts for their standing and expertise, and the designation carries privileges and certain practice restrictions. An advocate on record is the only advocate entitled under Supreme Court rules to file an act for a party in the Supreme Court, unless the court allows otherwise. Other advocates on state rolls can appear in the Supreme Court when instructed by an AOR or with special permission of the court. Practically, the system preserves standards, channels legal education influence through the BCI, and ensures access to justice via legal aid and welfare schemes. And towards the end, we will understand a key idea that most UPSC aspirants miss. The BCI is both regulatory and representative, balancing autonomy of the bar with statutory oversight. For exams, this is important. Questions often probe the difference between BCI and SBC powers, the role of AORs, and disciplinary procedures under the Advocates Act. Prelims may ask specifics like composition or advisory members, while mains questions often examine institutional balance, legal education standards, or effectiveness of legal aid schemes. To answer well in mains, link the statutory provisions to practical outcomes, how enrollment rules affect access to the profession, and how inspections influence law school quality. Quick recap. BCI, created by Advocates Act 1961, National Regulator. SBCs handle enrollment and local discipline. Key bodies include disciplinary and legal education committees. Also recap categories: senior advocates for distinction, AORs for Supreme Court filings, and other advocates who practice under certain restrictions. You now have the building blocks to write a crisp answer or handle a case-based question about the legal profession's regulatory architecture. If you remember three things for the exam: the Advocates Act is the source, BCI sets standards, and SBCs manage enrollment and discipline, you are set. That key idea most aspirants miss is to treat the BCI not only as a regulator, but as a stakeholder in legal education and access to justice. Keep revising these institutional roles with examples like recognition of universities, inspection reports, or a recent disciplinary case to add depth in mains answers. You can also link this topic to governance themes, autonomy versus accountability, and professional self-regulation versus state oversight. Well done for sticking with a dense topic. And remember, clarity beats memorization in the UPSC mains. If you want more structured notes, practice questions, and a model answer around the Advocates Act and Bar Councils, continue learning with EduRev and our detailed modules. Join the EduRev course for focused mains practice, high-yield prelim notes, and short video summaries to strengthen this area of law and governance. Keep practicing, link statutory text to real-world examples, and you will be confident on this topic in both prelims and mains.